Holly Cotton here, and I am so excited for our guest today. I have a young adolescent, teen, author, uh, community activist, entrepreneur in the making, all of that great stuff. I cannot wait for you guys to hear all of the stuff about Jeremiah Delvalle. And he's here today. He's all the way in Virginia. So it's so nice to meet you, Jeremiah.
Yes, ma'am. It's nice to meet you too, Mrs. Costa.
Yes, yes. So first, let's just go into because I know the whole reason for anyone that's curious is I ran into you guys at Essence and you had a book fair and or you had your booth at the Essence Festival and I was like, "Oh my god, I got to get you on my show." So I gave dad I think my card and contact information, but I just thought your story first of all was just so unique to find someone that was there handing out books that was like, "Hey, I wrote this book." So tell us the name of your book and what your book is about.
Yes, ma'am. Well, my name is Geremiah Delvalle. I am the author of Lands of Scientia. Lands of Scientia is about three kids who go on an island, save it from evil, sci-fi, fantasy, super type of stuff. See, the real interesting thing is I took real scientific facts, intertwined it into my story. So now I'm entertaining and educating my readers at the same time.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So, as I am an author as well, three times best-selling list. But anywho, this ain't about me, Jeremiah. So, but I know that there is a lot of work that goes into writing a book, especially whenever you are the person that's writing the book. Like it's not someone wrote it for you and you just sign your name on it. This sounds like it was a book that you actually wrote. So, give us some of the insight into how you just sat down one day and said, "You know what? I think I'm going to write a book."
Well, so this book really started with an idea of me and my two best friends being superheroes and starting off as an adventure with science and all that. And there was a lot of influences that went into me wanting to write a book. One of them was my father was an author himself. He wrote three books, and I think his third book, I was a young baby or some sort. But yeah. So at that time, I was an infant. I was sorry, they just switched the screen. But yeah, so as I was saying, I was a young baby at the time, and yeah, so around that time, he was doing things I was doing, what you saw me doing at the Essence Festival.
Mhm.
He was doing that time when I was around too. So I was always in that area, and I really, when I got old enough, when I was around sixth grade, when I started writing the book, I really got into writing it, and I really wanted to be like my father in that sense. I really wanted to follow his footsteps and see how it's like. I think other my other influence would be a book that I read in fifth grade with my teacher. It was a class project. It was called The Phantom Toll Booth. I'm not sure if you know about it or not. But it's a book, and it took um, like real like lots learning facts like reading, English, math, and it really turned it into a story. So all like addition was a character, and all these things had an element in the story. And I
Mm.
really liked how it intertwined and didn't feel like it was like the magic tree or tree house or something. Like I was spitting facts at you. Instead, it was taking the facts and intertwining it to become an element of the story. So I really wanted to do that with my book, and I found that science was the thing that easily came to me, and I wanted to make science
Mhm.
come easier to other kids. So I felt like I can turn science into an element, to a type of story that kids will like and kids will love. So yes, that's really got me into starting to write it.
Okay. Oh, and I love how you said starting to write. Like, don't get confused. This ain't a one and done. I got something else in the works as well. So, whenever you told your dad, like, "Hey, you know what? I want to write a book too." How was that? Because I'm a mom, and I know I always love when my kids are passionate, especially something that I've done, because it's like the ultimate compliment. So how did dad feel and what was like what happened after you said, "Dad, I think I want to write a book"?
Well, I initially didn't tell him. I did initially. I was just doing it, and then
Okay.
my parents found out. And when my parents found out, they were like, they really they don't force anything, and they don't really like what's the word, like say you can't do something. So like they really allow you to find yourself and find out what you like and what you can do. So my parents were really like, okay, if you want to write a book, go ahead and write a book. I'm not sure my parents expected much out of the book, like, oh, this is gonna be a Harry Potter 500-page book or something. But yeah, I didn't really. I don't not sure they really expected much out of the book. But when they saw it, when they really saw that I wrote a book, an actual chapter book, they were ready to go all in with it. They were ready to get it edited, get it the cover done, get it published. So they were really ready to be there for me and really help me out. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. And yeah, first of all, let me tell you guys, because if anyone is listening to the audio of this, let me give you a visual. I'm walking through Essence, and there's a booth on the corner, and all you see is Jeremiah everywhere, like a life-size poster. They got a booth. They handing out cards. So when you talk about some supportive parents and a supportive team, you definitely have that, because they were there. The dad was handing out business cards and everything. So I love that. And I love that you are also able to identify that, because I think a lot of kids and young adults, because I say kids because I'm talking from, like, little babies to you as a young adult. And I think a lot of times adolescents don't see the things that the parents do. They don't see the sacrifices that they make to build these things for you guys and give you these opportunities. So I love that you're like, but I wouldn't be here without my mom and dad. They the team. So I love that. So give us a little peek into the actual book, because I know you said that there were some realistic things about science facts. So for anyone who's thinking, well, you know what, that might be a good Christmas present for my whoever, tell them about, like, maybe a little part of the story, or something, so that they can say, oh, you know what, I think my grandkid or my child would like that as well.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I don't want to give too much away for the
No, no,
nobody.
not a real thing, but just like, just a
Yes.
like a example of what you talk about in the book.
Yes, ma'am. Well, really,
Yeah, don't give them the whole story. Just like,
yes, ma'am. Well, for this book, I'm planning to make this book a series. So for this book, I was using life science, and for each book in the series, I'm gonna use a different topic of science. I'm gonna use a different topic,
oh, I like that.
like
Hmm.
chemistry, rock science, earth science. And so for this book, I use life science, which is really animals, the habitats that animals live in. I did have a chapter where you talked about cells, so animal cells and plant cells. So I'll say one main example is really the biomes. If you can see the map on the back, it really show you I have 6 biomes, different biomes, which are inhabited by different animals. And so in the book, you will mainly see how the characters go to all these different biomes, and they get to experience the different animals that live in these biomes and the different conditions in these biomes. So yes, I'd say that's one major example.
Okay, see, that's perfect, because some people don't even know what a biome is. So see, you you probably educating some adults, Jeremiah. So, what about your friends? Because you said that it was basically the concept was on you and your two friends. So, how did your friends feel whenever you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna write a book, and I think I'm gonna add you guys as the main characters"?
Uh, Well, so one thing that I have to say, I didn't really talk to my friends much about it because my mother had to talk with me about how you can't really share everything with everybody. So like your projects, the things that you're working on, you can't really share your thing with everybody. So I didn't really talk to them much about it. I did tell them once, and they were really like, "Oh yeah, man, go ahead," and they really encouraged me to do it. When I did have the finished product, I did show it to them, and they both, they congratulated me, and they went on to go read the book, and they told me, texted me, they said it was very good, and I should keep on writing. So, yeah, so I'm thankful for the two friends that I had that inspired me to write this book, and yes, yes.
Yeah, and we're not gonna say that we actually use them in the book because then they're gonna want to cut whenever you sitting on the vineyard with Oprah. They're gonna be like, that book was, but no, it wasn't. We said generally based, not you,
Yeah,
not in the book.
yes, not in the book. You just, yes.
Yes, it's
It's
some
a
the
declaration,
character.
just
Yes, we hear Jeremiah. They ain't getting none of our money. Okay, so I know that you guys also have a group that you do. You, it's not just about the Jeremiah show all the time. Sometimes you have to share the spotlight with your siblings, and I know that you guys have an organization, and you guys do a lot of stuff to educate and inspire other youth as well. So give us a little bit of information about the angel group that you guys have.
yes, ma'am. Well, Angel Armies is a family performance group with me and my siblings. I have four siblings: Javel, Keziah, Jermaine, and Deshaun. So it's ranging from the ages of 5 to 15. And the Angel Armies is really a performance group that performs in front of people and showing, giving a message of love and unity, and really getting it out there so everybody knows. You know, sorry. Um, in my we're really trying to spread the talents of other people, of us, spread the talents and show how we can really be out there. And my mother is a coordinator. My father, they both are really the head of the group. And my mother is she really coordinates really most of the performances. So she doesn't really is not afraid to show like each aspects of all the things that we can do. So our performances consist a lot of like dancing, singing, miming. We do really a little bit of everything. And so we're really always out there, and we're always touching on different subjects that might really matter. If the event really wants us to touch on a special subject, we'll do a performance on that type of subject. So we're really flexible. We're really flexible in our performances.
So let me ask you this, because I do have a lot of entrepreneurs that do come on my show, and and they're more maybe adult entrepreneurs. They're maybe 30s, 40s, 80s. It's never too old to start over. So but I do think that whenever I post about this show, that it is, I wanted to sort of motivate the young adults, and I want your story to kind of resonate with them, where they're like, wow, I could maybe write a book, or you know what, where's something I wanted to do too. Let me talk to my parents about that. Maybe my parents will support it. So what would be one piece of advice that you have for someone that's watching your story and is thinking that they may want to do something similar to you?
Well, I would really say like anybody who's planning to do something, because this can also go outside of young people, but mainly young people. If you want to do something, just do it. And mainly to authors, if you really just want to write, then just write. Like you don't really have to really like plan out your writing. You can just write. You can just write what you feel. Write in your diary. Write a poem. You can really just write, and it's your choice if you want to publish it or not. But you really should just keep on going and keep on doing what you love, and really try to touch in these areas that you feel like you have a gift in. So if you really deep inside you really want to write, there shouldn't be anything that's really stopping you. If it's time, if it's people, sometimes you have to make time for yourself. Sometimes you got to cut yourself off from the people that are stopping you from letting you do what you need to do. I'm saying that if you really want to do something, specifically writing in this case, then you should do it. You should write. You should really get your message and your thoughts out there to the people.
I love that. And then that's good advice for everyone. Not just for entrepreneurs and young adults. I think that's applicable to anyone that's trying to do something. So as a student, as a student athlete, as an author, as a performer, as a everything, in including the kitchen sink type of person that you are, let us know, how does Jeremiah balance having all these different roles? Because I know you also have to be a good student, because I already can tell mama and daddy ain't playing them bad grades. I can already tell. So how do you balance having all of these roles?
Well, I'll say it's really with time management. You really have to manage your time well, and sometimes you're not going to be able to do everything as you want planned, like with your time. Like sometimes I've tried to set myself a schedule for some things that I want to do, and sometimes things don't go quite as planned with my schedule, and sometimes you have to be ready for that. You have to be ready for that. You have to expect the unexpected. So it's really just time management and how you respond to things when things don't go your way as in schedule wise. So yeah, so I'll say that balancing my schedule, it is kind of hard at moments, but I mean it's not really that hard when you think about
Okay. Hey, I have 82 jobs to Jeremiah, and people always ask me, "How do you do it? How do you balance it?" And I always say there's no option not to. So when you have that mindset, like what's the other option to not do what I want to do? You figure it out. You figure it out. So exactly, exactly. So this is just a question about your siblings. So how do you think they feel about you and seeing you like go on shows and seeing your face on books and stuff? How is there a little bit of rivalry, or are they just super proud of you?
I don't think there's rivalry. I don't think there's like any sibling rivalry because we all have our like our own things, and so I think more so is like maybe some of my siblings are might be inspired by it. I might have to look around to see if I'm getting it right, but we all have our own things. Like where I'm a good writer, but I'm a terrible drawer. But some of my siblings are very good at drawing, very good at doing origamis and doing paintings. Like my sister, she has a business of her own called Art from the Heart, where she gives out jewelry and she gives out paintings. So we all really have our own aspects of which we are good in, and which we are successful in. So we I don't really say there's any rivalry. Really, we're really just we support each other in like our own spheres, and our spheres kind of intersect in these places, and we're there for each other when we need to be there.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, so I was looking at the information that your agent sent me about you as well. And so the picture it looks like, so you play a sport as well?
I do play soccer. I do play soccer.
Soccer. Okay, I was going to say it looked like soccer, but I wasn't sure. So what is that's your favorite sport? Like, do you play for school?
I do plan to play for school for the spring season, which is soccer season. But yeah, so I do love soccer. I love to play soccer. I've been playing since I was 9. Or no, I was yeah 3. Yeah 3 because I was playing little leagues. So I've been playing soccer for a while. I'm trying to get into track. Now I'm trying to get into track, which is starting I think November. So yeah, so I think I'm trying to get into track. But my main sport is really soccer. I'm in my clubs. I'm in a club soccer right now, in Williamsburg, and I'm planning to do my school soccer in the spring.
Okay, got that. So, team, y'all better make sure y'all pick him up. This is an asset player. Okay. Uh, okay. Last question about the book, and then we'll talk about the future products and projects and how people can support you and stuff. But what I just wanted to ask, because a lot of times what I talk about on my show when I hear someone that has a story like you is we talk about how you find your passion in doing things, right? So sometimes something bad happens to people, and now you feel like, oh, I want to change the world. So now this is my passion. Sometimes, like in your instance, you enjoy doing something. So you were like, wow, I think I might be able to write a book. I have a passion about that. So, how do you describe what Jeremiah's passion is in life? What is your mission that that you are defining right now, where you're saying, you know what? This is what I'm passionate about. I want to, like, for me, my passion is to change the world, be the change. Like, everything I do is like, what can I do? How can I positively leave a little bit of positive glitter along the way to change the world? So, everything I do is about that. So, what is it that's your passion and what is your mission for Jeremiah? When we look at you 10 years from now, you're going to be like, I told y'all on the Holly Cotton show.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'll say my passion really is the message that I put into my products. Um, you really have to look into like the things when I do a product, when I have a product, whether it's a book. Later, I might look into movies, into music. When I put out a product, I want there to be a message that the product carries. I want people to take away uh, the message that people I want people to take away something from that product, from that book, from that song, from that movie that they can apply to in their lives. Like in this book, which is about life science, in the last sentence is I think that's where my message is coming from. And it's animals are full of magic. And I really wanted people to, really know that the animals on our planet are magical and needs to be loved just as much as this earth, and we really need to take care of the animals that we are sharing this planet with. So this whole book was really what I wanted that message to come through with. So I say that's really my passion, to spread love and spread a message with each of my products. That give a message that spreads love through each of my products.
I love that. I love that. So tell your agent on your bio that they need to put that at the top. So that way we know. And his mission is to spread love. I love that through education. I love that. I love that. Okay. So now, how can people, because I know that, like you said, you guys with the Angel Armies, you guys are doing all the stuff for the giving back the community, all of that. So how are you guys getting those things? How can people support you with that? Like, how are you booking that? How can people get you guys to to do something with their organization?
Well, if anybody's if anybody's an organization, an individual, or anything really is having an event, or anything, you can really contact us at creators at officialangelarmies.com. That's our email, and we'll get that, and we'll contact you and we'll hit you back and forth, so we can really get the dates through and what we need to do, so we can really bring that event to life. And so, there's not really much, just really hit us at creators at officialangelarmies.com. Hold on. Let me say it again so everybody can get it right. Creators at officialangelarmies.com. Yes. So that's,
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, and I'll have all of the links in podcast notes as well. I'll have the website and all of the whatever anything that's on your bio information. I'll have that in the podcast notes as well. So be sure you go to those clickable links in the podcast notes. And so now, what is Jeremiah? What is it that we can do to support you right now?
Well, you can go to our website, the officialangelarmies.com. If you want to buy a book, you can purchase a book at officialangelarmies.com under the products tab, and our book is right there for us to purchase. We'll send it to you, and we'll have it signed already. And if you want to sign to a special person, you just put in the notes and we'll sign it to that special person. Um, you can also support us through social media. We have a link. We have social media, Instagram, Twitter. You just look up Official Angel Armies. We should be right there. And just hit a like. Subscribe. Be there. We'll always be posting to show you new places that we are in the Official Angel Armies and what the Angel Armies are doing. And yeah, so that's some ways that you can support us. And before I get, we also have a YouTube channel, Love the Delvalles. And yeah, so that's our channel. You can look us up, Love the Delvalles, and we should also pop up right there. And you can watch us a little bit, and we'll always be uploading about every week. I'll say every week. Maybe we might miss a few weeks. We might have some sick days, but don't blame us. But we should be consistent.
Okay, I love that. So you guys have a organization Instagram, and then you guys have a family YouTube page, and then there's the website where people can get your books, or coordinate with you guys if they have an event in the community to have the Angel Armies come out and perform and do stuff. Okay, I love that. I love that. Okay, so I always try to end my show with something positive. Basically, take something that we talked about today and pass that on to other people. So I know you dropped a lot of information, but what is your final thought that you want people to take away from Jeremiah and his story?
Well, once again, I want people to know that they can do anything that they put their minds to. And I want them to know that to keep the right people that are going to help them grow and that help them get what they want to do done. And, to always be there for when times are low and when times are high. And that when things might not get done at what you want to do, is to not stop, to not quit, because things might be low. You might not have I might not have a good sale for a week. Might not be a good sale for 10 years. But you can't quit at what you love to do just because it's not working for a while. See, and you got to understand that there's periods of growth and there's periods of despair. You got to learn how to work through both, and that makes you a true entrepreneur. So, I really want people to take away that to really do what you really want to do and to really work for what you want. Work for what you want, and you'll see yourself grow as a person. If you have enough motivation, enough passion, that you'll get what you want in the end.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Boy, your mama and daddy did a good job with you. I'm so proud of them. I feel like you have given me hope for the future generation. Because everybody's always like, because this new generation, but Jeremiah is giving us hope. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that is Jeremiah Delvalle. Let me get it right, because I tried to put a little Louisiana accent on it, and he was like, "No, ma'am, that's not how you say my last name."
I might tell you that you accidentally didn't get it right, ma'am. It's the vowel, yay.
Delvalle. See, I still said it wrong. I still put my Louisiana accent on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Because sorry, I got a little
Yeah,
twang. Delvalle. Delvalle.
the vowel.
Um,
Yeah.
don't worry, I'll have it spelled correctly, Jeremiah. I promise. I
Okay,
promise.
yes, ma'am.
All right. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. It was an honor being on your show, ma'am. Thank you so much for letting me get on here and speak to you and talk about my book. Thank you.